Integrated thinking. Integrated thinking. That's the next topic. Contemporary organizations operate in a complex world characterized by a multitude of internal and external drivers, interdependence, and trade-offs that influence the process of decision making, the promises that these decisions entail, and the expectation of a variety of demanding stakeholders. So we said that organization leaders are increasingly required to navigate through these challenges by implementing a comprehensive approach to planning, measurement, and reporting. So basically, we're looking at integrated thinking and then how an organization should connect performance with purpose, should connect what an employee is doing to what the organization is established to do. So we need to look at it, okay, if an organization is doing well, if an organization is performing well, what is the link between what the organization is achieving and what is the link between what the employee is doing and what the organization is really set out to do in the first place. So we said here that integrated thinking is about connecting performance with purpose. I've said that it involves identifying, executing, and monitoring business decisions and strategies for long-term value creation. Integrated thinking builds on the need to reconcile competitiveness and sustainable growth within the context of inclusive business models in order to take advantage of the opportunities and face the challenges of the market So basically, that's what integrated basically what integrated thinking is just talking about is how an organization should be able to link the performance of its employees, the performance of its staff, to what the organization is even set out to do, which is the purpose in the first place. So an employee should not just be appraised based on what he or she is currently doing for the organization, but rather an employee should also be appraised based on how well he or she has been able to help the organization to achieve their set aims and objectives. So both should be considered vis-a-vis before we can say that an employee is doing the job or an employee is not doing it. So an organization should consider, okay, what are we set to do, and how are they really helping us to achieve what we are set to do or to achieve in the first place. So with that, we can say that an employee is adding value to organization. So before we can say that an employee is adding value to organization, such employee must actually be doing what the organization is expected to do at a particular point in time. So and that's what integrated thinking is talking about. So quickly, in addition, let's look at the concept of leadership. Let's look at the concept of leadership. Leadership captures the essentials of being able and prepared to inspire others. Effective leadership is based upon ideas, both original and borrowed, that are effectively communicated to others in a way that engages them enough to act as the leader wants them to act. It captures is the essentials of being able and prepared to inspire others. Effective leadership is based upon ideas, is based upon innovation, is based upon being creative, both original, that's being creative, and borrowed that are effectively communicated to others. No matter the ideas you have, leadership demands that you should be able to communicate those ideas to people, to be able to communicate those ideas to the subordinates, to be able to communicate those ideas to individuals that will engage them enough to act as the leader wants them to act. So basically, we are talking about that. We are saying that leadership is about being innovative, Leadership is about being having creative ideas and being able to communicate such creative ideas to the followers who will be able to deploy those ideas and bring up and come up with tangible results. So we said here that a leader inspired others to act while simultaneously directing the way they act. They must be they must be personable enough for others to follow their orders, and they must have the critical thinking skills to know the best way to use the resources at an organization's disposal. At an organization's disposal. So let us see alternative definition for leadership. Alternative definition for leadership. We say that leadership may also refer to an organization management structure. A leadership can also mean an organization structure. So I won't do so much on that. How does leadership work? In business, leadership is linked to performance. I've said that before. And any leadership definition has to take that into account. That is any leadership definition that we're defining, it has to take performance into account. So therefore, we can say that while leadership isn't intrinsically linked to profit, those who are viewed as effective leaders in corporate context are the ones who increase their company's bottom line. They increase their company's bottom line, which is the profit. That is any company's bottom line. So while leadership is not about profit, while leadership goes beyond a formal organization structure, every leader, before you can say that somebody is a effective leader or is an effective leader, whichever way, in a corporate context, that means such person must be adding value to the organization, which will affect the bottom line, that is the profit that the organization is making. So we can say that if an individual in a leadership role does not meet profit expectations set by the board, higher management, or shareholders, then they may be terminated because they believe that that is their major role. That's what is expected of them by the management. So while there are people who seem to be naturally endowed with more leadership abilities than others, anyone can learn to become a leader by improving particular skills. So that's why we say that leaders, while leaders are, some theorists believe that leaders are born, some also believe that, sorry, some believe that, some believe that leaders are born, some also believe that leaders are made. So while the theories believe, some theories that believe that leaders are made, they are of the opinion that anybody can be a leader, and that is their belief. Anybody can be a leader so far you are ready to learn and you can be trained on the essential qualities of being a leader. I said anybody can be a leader. So and that is their concept, and that is where they arrive at saying that leaders are being made. So history is full of people. Let me continue. History is full of people who, while having no previous leadership experience, have stepped into the fore in crisis and persuaded others to follow their suggested course of action. They possess traits and qualities that help them to step into roles of leaders. So leaders are, when they say that leaders are born, it means that there are some traits or qualities that are part of them, that are part and parcel of them, that are inborn nature, So they just develop it, and that is where, so we can say that leaders are born and at the same time leaders are made. Leaders are born in the sense that there are some essential traits, for instance, integrity, for instance. So there are some essential traits that are just part of a leader's personality. It wasn't that the leader learned it from anywhere. So they are just his personality and how he decides to live his life. So the made one, when we say that leaders are made, they are now those qualities that are taken from mentors. They are those qualities that he was able to emulate from a fellow leader, there are those qualities that he was able to emulate either on the job or even from on the job or off the job training. So let us now look at it. What are the major differences between a leader and management? Differences or similarities, we want to compare leaders and management. How can we look at them vis-a-vis to each other? So we can say that under leadership, leaders may or they may not be a manager, while management may or may not also be a leader. So we can see a team that it is not a norm that the CEO must be one leading a team. The team leader can just be someone, maybe just an account manager that has about 3 people under him and is also reporting to the CFO. The account manager may not be part of the management team, but he's a leader. Why? Because he has people that he gives instruction and that also reports to him. So middle level managers in most organizations, they are not part of management decision making team, but they are also a leader. And we are saying that leadership may not even be a manager. It may even be in the secular world. It may even be somewhere where there is not a corporate or structured organization in quotes, and the person is leading. The person is giving people advice. For instance, in a family, the father is a leader of the family. There is no corporate way of doing this. There is no corporate structure. There is no structural steps or processes in place. But the father is known to be the leader of the family because he gives instruction, and whatever instruction the father gives, the children are mandated to follow such instruction. So as a leader, leaders must inspire followers. So management may or may not inspire those that are under them. So they may inspire, management may inspire or may not inspire those under them, since what brought them together in the first place is the job. So once the job get done, then that's all. But a leader must inspire follower. Follower must be able to say that these are people that are worth emulating. So leadership must emphasize innovation. They must be creative and also encourages others to be to be creative as well. Management majorly emphasizes rationality and control. Leadership may be concerned with preserving existing structure. They may be concerned with preserving existing structure, while for management, they seeks to work within and preserve existing corporate structures. For leadership, leadership typically operates with the relative independence. They operate with relative independence, while management typically has a link in the corporate chain of command. Corporate chain of command from the say account officer, blah blah blah, to the account manager, from account manager say to the chief accountant, let's say from the chief accountant to the CFO. So there is a chain of command. But when you are a leader, you are in the you have that independence to lead and to control things. So leadership may be less concerned with interpersonal issues, while for management may be more concerned with interpersonal issues. So the term leadership and management tend to be used interchangeably, but they are not the same. Like we have said, we have looked at their difference. Leadership requires traits that extend beyond management duty, but both leaders and managers have to manage the resources at their disposal. But true leadership requires more. True leadership requires more than just managing. So, for example, managers may or may not be described as inspiring by the people working under them, but a leader must inspire those that follow them. So leadership is beyond just getting the job done. Leadership goes as much as people seeing that truly you have a lifestyle that is worthy of emulation. You have a lifestyle that people can see that truly you are a leader and you worth really following. So that is who a leader is, which is way more further than who a manager seems to be. So, and that is the concept of leadership vis-a-vis management. Thank you.